In China, for instance, it's all about maintaining the monopoly of the Chinese Communist Party to rule. And if that conflicts with having higher living standards, you better believe they're choosing Communist Party. So you're watching those kind of decisions going on right now where their most talented entrepreneurs are being relieved of their enterprises. Or Putin, as you said, he's made a pivotal error. He has no back down plan. He only has a double down plan. Expect him to double down forever. And then the question is whether all the oligarchs want to keep doubling down with him and his generals, or whether they, I don't know, give him something extra in his Cheerios some morning. Who knows?
So I feel like this is one of the lessons you were actually talking about earlier, where you don't want somebody to feel like they're up against the wall, like on death's ground, where even if it would be an unjust sort of resolution, some sort of ceasefire where Putin can save face. I wonder if your sort of historical lessons would bring you to that conclusion.
Oh, and Putin, he will be back for more, and understand that that's just the case.
But then what is the solution? We can't have unconditional surrender unless we're
no one's marching on Moscow.
Right.
The United States has done this for many years, is you don't recognize the territories that he's taken, which means the Russians are stuck with a sanction regime of some type forever. And you go, oh, well, that'll weaken. Certain people won't adhere to it. It will depress Russian growth forever, which goes back to an earlier part of this conversation of it's really powerful. And it was some Russians who themselves, when at the very beginning, said, oh, no, we are going to be like North Korea. Yeah, you will be. That's exactly where he's heading them. We don't control when the Russians reassess. We can't even predict when or whether they'll reassess. We can't predict whether there'll be some kind of incipient civil war in Russia, right? Which would be, well, destabilizing by definition. Who knows how that goes? But the Ukrainians are fighting for their country, and one of the things you asked me in an email about is whether superior finances wins wars or something. It's superior alliance systems that win wars. And it's interesting that the Europeans, particularly the Eastern Europeans, are the leaders of all this. And isn't it fascinating that the Finns and the Swedes, who forever were neutral, are now all over this. And they know. So what is it? The enemy gets a vote. The Russians have a vote. As long as the Russians are playing this game, our best bet is to support Ukrainians. Because unlike Iraq and Afghanistan, where the locals did not do the bulk of the fighting, this is when the locals are, and that's key.